Hi everyone, this guide will be for the 3 dungeons in Fae Farm. The Saltwater Mines, the Floating Ruins, as well as the Scorched Caverns. I will be going through all of the seals needed, how to unlock the next floor, jumbos and monsters, potions required for the dungeon effects, and the total number of ingots needed from each dungeon in order to get all of your tools upgraded. The Saltwater Mines is the first dungeon you will encounter and is the easiest. In order to open the door to the next floor, you will just need to mine or fight enemies and step on a switch on the floor which will unlock the door. There are 5 different types of jumbos, including the Drexion, Sinker, Tresor, Canot, and the Octo Wheel. Most of them have a fairly simple telegraph that is easy to dodge. The Sinker is the most notable one as it hovers in the air, and you can attack it while it is in the air, but you cannot cancel the animation for it. The Octo Wheel is one of the jumbos that just moves around and will hit you if you get in its path, but it doesn't really do much more than that. The seals required for all of the floor teleports are 4 copper seals, 4 hammered copper seals, 4 engraved copper seals, 4 iron seals, 4 hammered iron seals, and 4 engraved iron seals. To get all of the tool upgrades from the Saltwater Mines, you will need 5 copper ingots and 10 iron ingots total. This concludes everything for the Saltwater Mines. The Floating Ruins is the second dungeon. This dungeon has a miasma effect in which a bar will fill up and soon your screen will become covered, and when it fully fills up you will be teleported out of the dungeon. You must craft a Fair Breath potion in order to counteract the miasma. In order to craft a Fair Breath potion, you will need steel-cut clovers and blob gobs. You can get steel-cut clovers from processing the clovers found around the Fae realm in the potion ingredient station. You can get blob gobs from catching various creatures around the Fae realm and putting them in the Fae creature conservatory, in which they will produce required ingredients. To open the door to the next floor, you must find 2 orbs and bring them to the pillars by the door. You can get orbs by mining, defeating enemies, or sometimes you might randomly find one in the dungeon. There are 5 jumbos in this one, being the Talker, Skello, Dire, Utats, and the Snapper. These also have general AoEs to avoid and are very telegraphed, but the most notable one here is the Utats, as there will be multiple statues around the dungeon, but these specific ones will attack you. They will float into the air and hit you on the way down. You cannot attack them while they are floating. The seals required for all of the floor teleports are 4 Faerite seals, 4 hammered Faerite seals, 4 engraved Faerite seals, 4 silver seals, 4 hammered seals, and 4 engraved silver seals. To get all of the tool upgrades, you will need 15 Faerite ingots and 20 silver ingots total. That concludes everything for the Floating Ruins dungeon. Consider subscribing if this video has helped you so far. The Scorched Caverns is the 3rd and final dungeon so far in Fae Farm. This dungeon has the most mechanics of all of the 3 dungeons. Firstly, all of the floors will have a constant overheating effect. If the bar gets too high, it will start to cover the entire screen and you will be kicked out of the dungeon, just like in the Floating Ruins. You must counter it by making a fireproof potion. To craft fireproof potions, you will need frost fuzz and snowflakes. To get frost fuzz, you can scythe the frost thistle in the snow mountains and process them in the potion ingredient station. For snowflakes, you catch snowy critters in the mountains and place them in the mountain critter conservatory, and they will eventually produce snowflakes over time. There are also falling platforms in this dungeon, which start to fall when you get near them. You must cross them very quickly as they will fall and leave a gap between platforms where they were. You will have to use your wings to jump across these once they have disappeared, as they will not be restored. There are also pools of lava which damage you when you step in them all over the dungeon. Falling into the floor of lava below will damage you and reset you back to the beginning of the dungeon. This one is different from the past, since you now take quite a bit of damage instead of simply being reset to the beginning. To unlock the doors on this floor, you must find a molten core, either by mining, defeating enemies, or sometimes you'll be lucky enough to find one sitting around in the dungeon. You must bring this molten core to the pedestal and make sure its fire does not go out. You can keep it heated by going to the blue flames around the dungeon, which will increase the timer. If you happen to run out of time, you can go back where the molten core spawned and try again. When you bring it to the pedestal, an animation of the door opening will play and the door will be unlocked. The jumbos on this floor are the Blocker, Gleaming Tresor, Ember Utats, Blamp, and Clanky. The notable ones here are the Ember Utats and the Blamps. The Ember Utats is similar to the one from the Floating Ruins, except this one has 4 flames that will shoot out on 4 sides. The Blamps will spawn multiples at a time and explode in an AoE. These are my favorite as they will drop loot as they die and you don't even have to kill them as they will self-destruct. Of course you can kill them if you want to, but you don't necessarily need to. And they will drop a lot of obsidian gems which are very useful for your seals you will need later. The seals required for all of the floor teleports here are 4 orichalcum seals, 4 hammered orichalcum seals, 4 engraved orichalcum seals, 4 gold seals, 4 hammered gold seals, and 4 engraved gold seals. To get all of the tool upgrades, you will need 25 orichalcum ingots and 25 gold ingots total. This concludes everything for the Scorched Caverns. That is everything you need to know for each of the dungeons in Fae Farm. Please subscribe if this video helped you and leave a comment below if you have any questions. If you want to know any more dungeon tips and tricks, I have another video link that goes over the general things that you can do to improve dungeoning in Fae Farm. Thank you so much for watching as always and enjoy your dungeoning experience in Fae Farm.